Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Gonna do a update video on hitting 40,000 miles in the Elantra N. It's been a while since I made a video, so I figured I'd do my favorite thing I do in the N, and that's going for a drive and just give you guys an update on what's been going on, you know, what the plans are for the car, all that good stuff. Beautiful geese, look at that. So I figured I'd take you on some Tennessee back roads. Unfortunately, there's a bit of traffic today, so I can't really go too crazy, but maybe these people will turn off and we'll be able to hit some curves at a better rate here. But anyway, I hit 40,000 miles about maybe like 3 weeks ago, and I made like 3 or 4 different videos about that, and every single time I would start editing it and be like, nah, I'm just rambling. I'm not telling them anything new. This is boring. So if you want to hear something incredibly new and, you know, a bunch of drama going on, this isn't it. The car's been totally fine. It's been great. No issues. Been just perfect. I mean, no complaints whatsoever. It still gets amazing gas mileage. It's still plenty quick and fun. Handles great. I am traction limited at the current time because I do need new tires. So I'll probably be getting some new Continental DWS 06 Plus tires to replace the current ones that I have on. They've been amazing tires. I have 32,000 miles on them, and I still have tread on them, which is incredible for a performance tire. So I can't see getting any other tire right now other than the Continental DWS 06 since they're so good. So probably just gonna go with those again. I haven't gone to the drag strip because, you know, I basically just burned through second gear with the current tires because I only have 3 to 4 30 seconds left on these guys. So they are definitely towards the end of their life, but still, you know, they still grip plenty good. It's just, you know, from a launch is where the problems are with these because, like I said, they'll just spin. So, and then really the only thing maintenance-wise I have coming up is I do want to do the DCT fluid. I believe the severe schedule is 40 or 45,000 miles, and then the, you know, normal schedule is, I believe, is 60. I'll put the exact mileage up on the screen in this video. But, so yeah, that's going to be coming up at some point, so I have to start researching that, see if, is this something I want to do myself or just have the dealership do. I've done transmission fluid in the past, so Elantra. So I know it's not that hard, but there's another part of me that's like, well, I'll just have the dealership do it, and then that way, you know, I have record of everything and I don't have to get on my back and do it myself. So I might just be doing that, but you know, the main purpose of this video really is just to take you guys along with me on a POV ride, because this is the best part about the car, is just how fun it is, you know, especially, I mean, I have some great back roads available to me, and so, you know, I really wanted a car that handled really good, because the Charger I had, although it handled good for the size of it, you know, it wasn't, that car never felt like it was on rails or a nimble little sports car. So I wanted something that I knew was going to handle really well. It's, you know, something I haven't had in a car in a long time. You know, I've had, my Mazda Speed 6 was a pretty good handling car, all-wheel drive, of course. But the Mazda Speed 6 never had the power that I was hoping for. I know I could have modded it, but there was other issues with that car. I had a 240 SX back in the day. It was an S14, so a 95 240 SX. And I love that car. Great handling, you know, lightweight, but again, it just lacked, you know, the real power that, you know, I wanted out of a car. So I did modify, I've modified all my cars. I did modify the 240 SX. I put some headers on it, you know, it had a full exhaust, it had an engine intake, I think I might have done plugs or something like that. So, you know, it was making a little bit more than stock, but it wasn't much. And so that car just kind of felt like it just needed a little bit more. And back in the day, I wasn't going to go throwing a turbo on it, a car or anything like that. So that one, like I said, handled pretty good, but didn't have the power. And then I had a Honda CRX SI way back in the day, and that thing was like a little go-kart. Now it didn't have a lot of power, but you know, I did do all the stuff to it, headers and intake and exhaust, and it definitely had some good, you know, pickup to it. It was quick. It was a lot. It was just, that car really was probably the funnest car I ever had up until this car. So at that point, it was definitely, it was so much fun, especially after having, oh, let's get a little NGS here, got a straightaway. Just fun, guys, just fun. And then you get on the brakes, nail it, you get a little bit of rotation. You got the ELSD pulling you out of the corners. Let's even put it in full N mode. It's gonna be a little stiff, but you know, for these roads, it's perfect. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, yeah, the CRX, super fun car. But this car is just the perfect combination of feeling quick and powerful, pin you in your seat. You know, it has awesome torque, really does pull you back into your seat. And the handling is just, I mean, it's by far the best handling car I've ever had. So yeah, I just want to gloat about the car, take you guys on a little ride. Like I said, this is, you know, the perfect daily driver during the regular, you know, normal day. And then you have an errand you need to run, or you just want to go for a therapy drive, as Tedward likes to say. I definitely do those therapy drives. This car is perfect for that, and I just absolutely love it. So the plans are to keep the car for a very long time, whether it's me driving it or eventually my son's going to get to the age where he's going to be driving, and he's very much into cars. But what do you guys think? Would this make a good first car for a kid, or too much? Maybe this needs like a beater Civic or something. But anyway, he sent me a video the other day about the Lamborghini Aventador SV being like the perfect first car. So I thought that was pretty funny. So yeah, but the car's been flawless for 40,000 miles. I know a lot of people will be like, it's not enough mileage, you don't know how good it's gonna be. Okay, fine, you know, that's true, but I've also had plenty of people telling me that my car was gonna blow up before it hit 10,000 miles. Go, buddy, go! Yeah! Oh, he was having fun. But guys, look how amazing this is. I mean, I'm lucky to live where I do, to have these kind of roads, and then to have this car. It's awesome. I swear, every time I go to make a video, it's raining too. Well, man, I don't know. It's just an awesome car. I was watching a video this morning. The Straight Pipes is reviewing the new Volkswagen Golf R, and it's just crazy because there's at this point, I think that car's probably close to 60 grand all said and done when you walk out of the dealership. And you know, their biggest complaint, or I should say, it's one of their biggest complaints, is that the car isn't loud enough and that the DCT didn't rip off shifts hard enough like they really wanted. And I thought to myself, that's so crazy, because those are like two of my favorite things about this car. And I know that they've reviewed the Elantra N and liked it, so I'm not saying like, oh, you know, they need to say the Elantra N is better than the Golf R or anything like that. I'm just saying it's just interesting that you have a car that is at this point probably almost $60,000 out the door, and it has, you know, you're still wanting more. You get that car, you're still wanting more. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the Golf R's, the way it looks. I've never driven one, but I think they're really cool cars, and I'm sure they're really fun, all-wheel drive and everything. But I just thought that was very interesting that you still have, you know, a car that costs almost double this car, and you're still wanting more. But for me personally, this car pretty much has everything, you know, it offers everything to me that I would want, and so I really haven't had to modify the car very much at all. You know, other than the wheels and tires, that is by far the biggest modification visually. And then engine-wise, you know, it's just an intake and an inlet, and it's been so perfect for me. I still feel like it's, like I said, it still feels plenty quick on the street, and I'm not yearning for a tune like immediately or anything like that. So it's awesome. What is happening here? Let's just park on the street, guys. Maybe his battery's dead. That's a creepy doll head. What the hell is happening? Okay, so this is just madness. Get me out of here so you can make a quick escape from that kind of stuff and go have your fun while they just park on the street and cars have to navigate around them. I don't know. Weird stuff here. Is what it's all about right there, guys. It's just wonderful. All right, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I've rambled enough, taken you on enough of a ride here. Until the next video, peace out.